The lights in New York shone brighter that night. The studio was packed, but no one laughed or spoke. They sensed something powerful was coming, something that could change everything. Caroline Levitt stepped onto the stage, not as the White House press secretary or a politician, but as a bearer of truth, carrying an information bomb that powerful forces had tried to bury. In her hand was an ordinary USB drive, gripped like a weapon on a battlefield. She needed no microphone or script, just the truth and one person to confront. Oprah Winfrey, media icon and talk show queen. Tonight, Oprah wasn't the interviewer. She was the one questioned. It was the moment everything began, a night when the media lost control of the narrative. An icon faced uncontrollable lights, and the truth might finally be heard. Comment where you're watching from and subscribe to stay updated. The studio atmosphere was thick, taut as a bowstring. Stage lights shone on Caroline Levitt at the podium, her gaze cold as steel, shoulders steady, face carved in resolve. Her eyes pierced the audience without a hint of hesitation. Across from her, Oprah Winfrey sat in a black velvet chair, arms crossed, lips pursed, a forced smile fading. The eyes that once opened millions of hearts now held weariness. The host stepped to the stage's center, glancing at the audience, their eyes glued as if awaiting a historic trial. His voice rang clear, each word weighed. Ladies and gentlemen, rarely do we witness such a moment. Political power and media power, shaping public opinion, policy, and history. His gaze turned to Levitt, voice slow and precise. Miss Levitt, you hold a document that could change how we view Oprah Winfrey, a media icon. Is that correct? Levitt nodded, gripping the USB and activated the screen behind her. An email appeared titled, Film Discussion, Oprah and Harvey 2014. We start with Harvey Weinstein, Levitt declared, her voice sharp. This email proves Oprah knew about Weinstein's misconduct, but collaborated to protect the Butler Project. The screen showed a line from Oprah to Harvey, keep things stable. Don't let small troubles ruin the project. The audience murmured, some recording with phones. These small troubles, Levitt emphasized, were whispers of Weinstein's harassment, which Oprah ignored. Oprah stood, her voice polished but sharp. That email is distorted. I worked with Harvey only for the film. I knew nothing of those allegations until they went public. Some clapped, but applause faded amid skeptical glances. Levitt signaled, and a video appeared. A woman about 30, eyes red but voice firm, introduced herself as Sarah Thompson, an actress from a Weinstein project. In 2012, I met Oprah at a film event, Sarah said, voice choking treasure. I told her Harvey tried to force me in a hotel room. I begged her to speak out, but she said, there are bigger things to protect. I was cut from the film. The audience fell silent, some shocked, covering their mouths. Sarah concluded, Oprah knew but chose her reputation. Levit faced Oprah, voice low with indignation. Sarah begged for help, but you stood with an abuser. Why? The audience grew noisy, some shouting, Oprah, answer! Others clapping for her. Oprah gripped the chair. I don't recall that conversation. If it happened, I wouldn't have silenced her. This is a personal attack. Boos erupted, but Levitt stayed calm, signaling for a memo from the Weinstein Company, allegedly from an assistant, stating Oprah requested to handle an actress's complaint, implying Sarah. This is no coincidence, Levitt said, voice like a blade. Oprah helped cover it up to protect her film. The audience descended into chaos, some shouting, The truth, Oprah! others shaking heads in disbelief. The host raised his hand for order. Caroline, are these documents authentic? Levit nodded, eyes on Oprah. Everything is from reliable sources, ready for verification. Sarah and others can't wait longer. She paused, addressing the audience. This is just the beginning. More secrets will be exposed. An Oprah fan shouted, "This is a smear campaign? Oprah is compassion." Conservative outlets praised Levit. Liberal media called her an opportunist. The studio air boiled with tension, phones raised. Levit stood tall, her gaze resolute, still gripping the USB. Oprah leaned forward, knuckles pale, her calm cracking. The host's voice was steady, like a helmsman in a storm. You've seen controversial content about Oprah and Weinstein, a topic demanding transparency. He turned to Levit. Can you reveal more? Levit nodded, cold focus intact. Let's discuss Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, she said, each word deliberate, like stones in a still lake. The screen lit up with a photo of a sprawling school campus under African sun. White gates, trees leading to classrooms. This school was a beacon of hope for future female leaders, Levit said. The audience held its breath. But for some girls, it was the start of lifelong trauma. Silence fell, phones lowered, as the screen faded to a new video. Levit's voice rose with controlled fury. In 2007, dorm matron Virginia Makopo was accused of abusing students. Oprah apologized publicly, promised action. But what did she do? She signaled for a video. A young woman, face half hidden, voice trembling but resolute, appeared. Amina Nkosi, a former student, spoke slowly. I was 14 when it happened. Virginia targeted us. We reported it, hoping Oprah would help. She apologized, but nothing changed. Virginia was acquitted. We were told to forget it. Amina's voice broke. Oprah's apology was a passing breeze. We needed protection. Levit faced Oprah unflinching. You knew about the abuse. You had power but hired lawyers to free Virginia. Why abandon those girls? The audience erupted, some shouting, "Tell the truth!" Others clapping for Oprah. Oprah stood, hurt and defiant. I poured my heart into that school, met families, ensured safety. These allegations are twisted to smear me. Levit signaled, showing a 2007 contract between Oprah's team and a South African law firm. You paid to bury the case, Levit said, voice icy. You orchestrated a cover-up for the school's reputation. Some booed, others sat stunned. A woman shouted, "Why, Oprah?" while another dismissed it, loyal to the icon. Oprah's eyes narrowed, voice rising. That document is misrepresented. I did everything to protect those girls. This is a targeted attack. Levit stayed calm. Amina deserved protection, but you chose your image. The audience shouted, "Justice for Amina," as others shook heads. The host intervened. Caroline, can you guarantee these documents' authenticity? Levit nodded. All are from reliable sources, ready for verification. Victims like Amina can't wait. She faced the audience. More secrets remain. The tension soared. No one spoke, eyes fixed on Levit, her face resolute under the lights. Oprah sat motionless, hands gripping the chair, her lips a cold line, unease flickering in her eyes. The host adjusted his microphone, voice steady despite strain. Levit, this information carries weight. More to share? Levit's gaze swept the audience, locking on Oprah. Let's talk Juan de Deus, the healer you introduced to millions. The screen showed a 2010 Oprah Winfrey Show clip, Oprah radiant, praising Juan's healing energy. The audience stirred, curiosity and doubt emerging. Juan was no healer, Levit said, fury-controlled. He abused hundreds of women, and you elevated him. A video appeared. Maria Costa, 40, voice strong, recounted her ordeal. I trusted Oprah's praise, went to Brazil to heal. Juan assaulted me in a private room. I felt betrayed. The audience fell silent, horrified. A man shouted, Why, Oprah? Levit faced Oprah. Maria and others went to Juan because of you. You made him famous but stayed silent when allegations surfaced. Why? The audience erupted, some demanding answers, others clapping for Oprah. Oprah stood, voice trembling but composed. I believed in Juan then. When allegations emerged, I stepped back. I'm not responsible. Levit signaled, showing a 2011 own financial record linked to Juan's organization. You profited from his fame, Levit said, voice razor sharp. The audience gasped, some shouting, Shameful! Oprah fired back, Those documents are fake. I won't be smeared. Her supporters clapped, but boos drowned them. Levit pressed on. You built an inspirational image, but there are lies. The screen showed a biography quote from Oprah's aunt, claiming her poverty story was exaggerated. You crafted stories to sell books while Maria paid for trusting you. The host interjected, voice tense. Caroline, you're making serious accusations. Can you verify these documents? Levit nodded. All are reliable, ready for verification. Victims like Maria need justice. She faced the audience, voice firm. They deserve to be heard. The host nodded, voice rising to close. Thank you, Caroline. Levit raised a hand, calm but resolute. Not yet. One more piece the public deserves. The host stepped back. Levit activated the screen, showing emails titled Confidential, Production Issues, PR, Publicity Studio Expectations. A highlighted phrase read, Ensure Monique's narrative remains off-message. Oprah will handle it. Levit's gaze turned solemn. This is how Hollywood silences those who defy its rules. Oprah played a part. The air thickened. Cameras zoomed on Oprah, now facing scrutiny. Monique starred in Precious, which you produced, Levit said, voice weighty. She refused unpaid overseas promotion, and her career plummeted. Because you ensured it. A video showed Monique, voice unyielding. I told Oprah I had a family and commitments. I wasn't obligated to work for free. She spread I was difficult. Hollywood shut me out. The audience gasped, whispering. Levit faced Oprah. Monique stood up for her rights, and you blacklisted her. Explain that. Some shouted, Oprah, speak! Others clapped for her. Oprah stood, voice irritated. I supported Precious for meaningful stories. Monique chose her path. These accusations are baseless. Her fans clapped, but skepticism grew. Levit showed 2010 emails between Oprah and a producer, one stating, Monique's personality is an issue. Move forward without her. Levit's voice rang out. You called Monique trouble, and Hollywood listened. You controlled careers. Some booed, others sat stunned. A man shouted, Why, Oprah? Oprah snapped. That email is fake. I opened doors, not closed them. Monique's career was her doing. Her fans clapped, but doubt spread. Levit continued, You shaped Hollywood, deciding who shines. The screen listed names, actors, writers, directors, allegedly penalized for challenging Oprah. The host interjected, You're painting Oprah as Hollywood's gatekeeper. Can you prove this? Levit nodded. These documents and testimonies are reliable. The pattern is clear. She faced the audience. Monique and others paid the price. The USB in Levit's hand felt like truth itself. the studio heavy with anticipation. Oprah clutched her chair, tension and anger in her face. The host, sweat beading, held the microphone, voice faltering but professional. Levit, these are serious allegations. More to share? Levit locked eyes with Oprah. This recording ties it all together, showing you concealed wrongdoings. The screen played a 2013 recording of Oprah's voice. Keep Harvey stable. If this gets out, the project collapses. Murmurs exploded. She knew about Weinstein but protected her interests, Levit said. The audience erupted, some shouting, "How could you?" Oprah stood, face pale, voice furious. That recording is fake. This is a conspiracy. Her fans clapped, but boos overwhelmed. Levit held firm. Deny it, but the truth remains. You knew about Weinstein, the school, João and Monique, all for fame. The audience grew chaotic, phones recording, some shouting for justice. Oprah stepped closer, pointing at Levit. You're a political tool. I uplifted others, and you smear me. Half clapped, half booed. The host raised his hand. Calm down. Oprah, anything more? Oprah didn't answer. She walked off, eyes flashing, leaving stunned silence. Levit stood firm, voice powerful. Oprah may leave, but the truth stays. Sarah, Amina, Maria, and Monique deserve to be heard. Many stood, clapping, others shocked. The host, shaken, asked, Caroline, how do you feel? Levit faced the camera. I'm here for truth, not destruction. Victims deserve justice. Applause roared. The host turned to the audience. An unforgettable moment. Caroline, final words? Levit met the camera. The truth doesn't stop here. Stand for justice. The studio shook with applause. The storm lingered as Levit left the podium, lights dimming. Oprah's exit left the audience divided. Some clapped her name, others whispered doubts. The host, tense, wrapped up. Thank you, Caroline Levit, for an unforgettable show. The audience lingered, phones glowing. Social media exploded with millions of posts. One read, Levit made Oprah walk off. Oprah's fans countered, this is a smear. She's compassion, not a villain. Conservative outlets hailed Levit. Liberal ones called her Trump's tool. Levit backstage clutched the USB, thinking of Sarah, Amina, Maria, and Monique. An assistant rushed in. Reporters are swarming, Caroline. She nodded, sensing a bigger battle. Criticism surged, and journalists posted, Levit's playing chess. Who's behind her? Fans attacked her as a fame seeker. A venomous comment read, Levit's Trump's puppet, targeting Oprah. Oprah held a press conference on OWN. I've inspired others. These allegations won't define me. Her fans rallied, but OWN's viewership dropped. Sponsors pulled out. Victims thanked Levit, weakening Oprah's stance. At the White House, Levit faced her team. An advisor warned, you've stirred a hornet's nest. Prepare. She nodded, resolute. An anonymous post read, Thank you, Caroline. Don't give up. The talk show video hit millions of views on YouTube. Comments a battlefield. Levit's a hero versus Oprah's the victim. The next day, sunlight filtered into the White House press room. Levit stood at the podium, facing a media storm. Her audience was millions on platforms debating Oprah. I'm not here for victory, she began, voice calm but powerful. Look at the evidence. Weinstein, the school, João, Monique, and decide. The truth belongs to the hurt. Cameras flashed. Levit held documents from the show. All is ready for verification. Justice begins with transparency. The story, Caroline Levit Exposes Oprah, reflects America's battle between truth, power, and accountability in a media-driven world. Levit's journey shows public division, Some hail her as justice's symbol, others defend Oprah as compassion's icon. Social media hashtags and Levit's pressures, threats, scrutiny, mirror America's polarized cancel culture, where reputations can shatter in hours. The lesson is balancing courage with sobriety about consequences in a society swayed by opinion. Levit challenged Oprah for victims like Sarah, Amina, Maria, and Monique, paying a price, doubt, threats, family pressure. In America, where social media can ruin careers, one must ask, do they have Levit's evidence and resolve to confront power? Yet, like the divided audience, we must listen to both sides to avoid losing truth in public opinion's whirlwind. Be courageous but wise. Truth is a challenging journey. Thank you for exploring Caroline Levit's journey. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more.